Okay, here we go. Ugh. So I haven't done one of these classes in a while. I felt like I might have been a little bit rusty. So this is number 7 of an 11-part series, and a couple of things have changed in the last couple of weeks. Most notably, let's see, pop to the next slide here. Most notably, the ability to put social media profiles on your Google business. I don't know if anybody's seen this lately, but this is relatively new. It came out about a week ago. I was doing an update on somebody's Google business, and lo and behold, this pops up. And I'm like, social profiles? What's that? And yeah, it used to be a real pain in the neck to put social profiles on your Google business. Now you can do it. I'll put a video over on my YouTube channel if you want to go check it out on how to add those to your social profile. But I thought I would throw that in here really quick before we all started with the with products. So for those of you who don't know me or have never been to any of my classes, I think everybody on here knows me. So uh, I've been in the real estate space for about 15 years, working for various title companies, part of the KFA marketing team, left the title company a couple months ago, started my own marketing agency, and the story is ongoing from there. Started my own AI company as well, which I'm going to be doing a webinar on my new AI product, I hope next week. One thing I like to offer is a digital audit of your Google business. So if you have a Google business and you've been using it or manipulating or following along with any of my classes and you want to see how you're doing, just go to kfaclub.com/marketing, book an appointment with me. It's a quick little 30-minute journey. We go through your Google business and I kind of give you some pointers on maybe where you could focus or some things that you might be able to change to help amplify your Google business. So this is part 7 of our class. And today we're going to be doing products. The last class I did, we put services. We created some services using ChatGPT and some listings, you're sold in your current listings. And we put them onto the products portion. And today we're just going to be focusing on area guides. And I love area guides. I think they're a really good way to kind of showcase the area that you love more than anything. If you missed any of those last classes, they're over my YouTube channel. You can go check them out there. This one is going to be over on my YouTube channel. If you're watching from YouTube, I'm going to put all the links that you're going to need down in the description below. Otherwise, if you have any questions, jump in the chat. Now, our goal today is to just make some changes to your Google business to help you improve your ranking. But more importantly, I want to help you improve your conversion, because ranking is only part of the equation. You can rank all you want. If you don't get people to visit, look, click, you're not going to get any conversions, right? So a lot of what we're going to put into products focuses more on conversion than it does on ranking. And one of the Bibles for Google Business that I use is this White Spark article, which if you scan that QR code, it'll take you to it. And what they do is they have these 149 different ranking factors for Google Business profiles. 149. I know that's crazy. But you can see like products, they don't rank really high. They're like 120, 130, right? So it's not a barn burner for ranking factors. For conversion factors, it ranks a little bit higher, about middle of the road. So you can see when it comes to conversion, and what I mean by conversion is customer interactions, clicks, likes, that kind of thing. That's what we're looking for with these conversion factors. And that's really the appeal of these products. Okay. It's going to add visual appeal to your Google business profile. So I put up 2 side by side. You can see the little comparison I have here. And what you'll notice is one looks way more visually appealing than the other. Okay. Products are a really great way to, put a spotlight. That's what I say. Put a spotlight on your products, your services, your ebooks, your guides, your areas, anything you want. You can put anything you want in products and it's going to show up in your Google business. And it can be anything from a service to a property, a guide, a book, an area, a video series. I mean, you name it, you can put it in there, and we categorize them. That's how Google does this, is they put them in categories, because we don't want a big, giant, scrambled puzzle of all of these products. So we can categorize them. We categorize them into services. We can area guides, your listings, your sold properties, your how-to guides, those kinds of things. That's what we're focusing on here. is putting products, putting them into categories. Now, the creating area guide does a lot of things for you, especially if you're a real estate agent. Number one, it's going to help you enhance your SEO immediately. Especially your local SEO establishes you kind of like as a leader or an authority in your area, at least in real estate. And by keeping those users engaged, by looking and reading and clicking, it increases the chances of you getting those conversions into, actual converting customers, right? And the guides also serve as a way to attract those leads and solidify your reputation. So that's why I really love products. I think it's one of the best places on Google Business myself. Now, there's a couple of different areas in the product. One, you have the photo. Okay, so you have the ability to put a photo on there. Now, the photo can be really anything you want. If you're going to do area guides, I say go grab some photos of the actual area and put them in there, which is super important. You also have this description area right here. So, and we're going to use ChatGPT to help us write these descriptions, because if you're like me, you're not a copywriter, you're just, hey, I want some help. I have some prompts that I already pre-engineered that you can put into ChatGPT, and it's going to write them for you. Okay, easy peasy. But the most important part of these products by far is this right here, the call to action. Okay, this is where the rubber meets the road. Okay, when somebody's reading this and they want to know more about Ashland, Oregon, okay, and they're thinking about moving to Ashland, Oregon, and you pique their curiosity and they click visit site down here, you can take them wherever you want. You can take them to a squeeze page. Like this is an example of a squeeze page on KV Core. Take them to a squeeze page. They're going to see all the homes that are currently listed in there. You can like on this particular squeeze page, it's just a list of homes in that specific area. Let's say maybe you have a YouTube video. You created a YouTube video all about discovering Ashland, Oregon. What's the best place? What's the gem of Southern Oregon? Point them to your YouTube channel, right? Super, super easy. And if you're super advanced, and this is for those super advanced people who have a web developer or know how to do web developing, you can point them to a dedicated landing page that you create just for that specific listing or just for that specific area. And now, mind you, this is like super advanced, and you have to have the ability to go in and create these websites. However, and this is not a plug for any one system or CRM, but I've been using Chime lately and I freaking love it. Okay. Here's what I love about Chime is it creates these landing pages for you, and it's literally drag and drop. You drag and drop the stuff in there, and it's super, super easy. And it basically puts everything that you want into that landing page just with a quick little drag and drop. And then it gives you the sources, like how many people, like the overview of how many people saw it, how many leads you got converted from it right here. Perfect. I mean, it's so easy to create. It was ridiculous. One of my clients, John, down in San Diego, subscribed to Chime, and he was like, help me set up some landing pages. And this took me like 10 minutes. It was that easy. Okay. Now let's back up to the actual photos that you're going to use on your products. I have some Canva templates. You don't have to use them. You can, if you're a Canva user and you just want to use the product dimensions, 720 pixels by 540 pixels is the dimensions you want to use for the products area in Google Business. Now, there is a safe area of this, and the safe area is the square right here in the center. So when you're creating these images or using these templates, try to stay away from the two outside edges of this specific template right here, because when somebody looks at your products on a mobile device, they change it to a square. But if they're looking at it on a desktop device, it's a rectangle. Why Google did that, I don't know, but 720 by 540 is the dimensions that I use. And if you go to cafeclub.com/chatgpt-prompts, you're going to see not only the prompts that I've created, but also links to these templates right here. Now, photo or no photo? if you have photos of the areas that you want to showcase and show off, this is your opportunity to put those photos in here yourself. I highly recommend going and taking some photos. Okay. Just when you're out and about, you want to showcase Ridgefield, go take a picture of some areas in Ridgefield, right? Whip out your phone, take a couple of photos and use your own photos here in your area. Don't go Google search, photos of Ridgefield and use somebody else's photo. Might get you in trouble. Not saying it will, but it could. But you don't have to use a photo. You can use. I have another template in here, and it's just a background with a name over the top. That's it. Okay. Super, super easy. You don't have to use a photo, but here's what I recommend. If you're gonna do all photos, do all photos. If you're gonna do no photos in there, just names, make them all exactly the same. So your area guides look very consistent all the way through. Okay. Next, we're going to use ChatGPT. Now, this is what I call a 3-step prompt, which means that you're going to create a new conversation in ChatGPT, and I'm going to walk you through doing it. And not only that, but right here, all these red underlines, these are where you're going to change the information specific to your needs. If you're watching this and you're not in Clark County, Washington, or you're maybe focused on Cowlitz County, Washington, I think there's a couple of Cowlitz agents on here. If you say, what are the main areas or neighborhoods in Cowlitz County, Washington, you don't even have to use a county. You can say Southwest Washington, Northwest Oregon. You can even say, I want to know what the main neighborhoods are in Northeast Portland. Okay. And what that's going to do is the first step is to tell us what neighborhoods we want. The second step is for each of the areas listed above, create a description under 1,000 characters, include as much detail about the area, including, and I did this specifically, history, livability, parks, trails, and outdoor recreation. You notice I didn't put anything about schools in there because schools could be a touchy subject, and I want to stay away from touchy subjects. Okay. And I don't put crime in there, crime statistics, another touchy subject. Use a conversational tone of voice and an informative writing style. Each description should be between 900 and 1,000 characters and should include important long-tail SEO keywords that buyers search for when they're getting ready to move to or buy a home in, and then it's whatever region that you are in. Okay. Now, I did that specifically because I want ChatGPT to go pull this information and write a description for me so I can blast it in there, right? And then the third step is there's going to be missing areas. I'm telling you right now, it's going to give you a list of the top, and there's going to be areas you're like, what about Philida? What about Kalama? What about Woodland? Okay. So we can add more to that and say, in the same tone of voice and writing style, create a description for each of the following cities. And then you can list the ones that it may have missed or that you want to focus on yourself. Okay. So that's kind of a walkthrough on ChatGPT on how to get this to work the right way. Now, creating your first product, super, super easy. Where I'm going to switch my screen here in a second. And we're going to walk through ChatGPT. I'm going to walk you through exactly how to create these in Google Business to make them a little bit more effective and what you're going to need going forward. But you will need to log into the Google account that manages your Google Business. So you're seeing this screen right here. If you don't see this screen, you're probably not logged into the right account. So let me change my screen view here. There we go. And we're going to hide this over here. We're going to move it so I can see what I'm doing. Give me 1 second. And here we go. Here's my ChatGPT prompts on my KFA website. Now you'll have to scroll down towards the bottom because I'm just gathering all of my prompts right here. In fact, if you haven't already seen it, check this out. I want to show you this too. I used ChatGPT to build my AI persona in ChatGPT, ironically. And I put an ebook on how to do that right here. If you haven't done that yet, this is amazing. It's called Custom Instructions in ChatGPT. And I don't have to tell ChatGPT who I am, how I talk, how I say things, how I do business, any of that. in custom instructions, I can put it right here into Chat GPT. Okay. So that video is on my YouTube channel. If you haven't already seen it, go check it out. It's a pretty awesome way to use Chat GPT, that's for sure. And that's the custom instructions persona prompt. I also have the seller's agent custom services in here, loan officer custom services, services as a product. This is the class we did last time, but we're going to go all the way down here to the bottom. Area guide as a product. Okay. So first thing I'm going to do, copy this right here. I'm going to pop over into Chat GPT. I'm going to do a new chat. If you're a Plus user, cool. If you're not a Plus user, you probably don't have GPT-4. So I'm just going to use the free version on this one. I'm going to paste this in right here. And I'm going to keep Clark County, Washington in there just because. Boom. Here's a list. Okay, cool. So look at that. It gave me 10. Hawkinson, Orchards, Philida, Washougal, Center, Salmon Creek, Battleground, Ridgefield, Campbellsville. Okay, cool. I like this list. We got Washougal in there. We don't have Ridgefield. Oh, yeah, Ridgefield is in there. Cool. Okay, first part of the prompt is done. Well, I'm going to pop over to the next part of my prompt and say for each of the areas listed above, I'm going to copy that. Now, here's a weird thing about ChatGPT. Sometimes it follows your directions really, really well. Other times it doesn't. You'll notice I said between 900 and 1,000 characters long. Sometimes it doesn't even get to 900 characters. And if you think 900 is too long, we'll say between 700 and 1,000. We'll see what it does. And so what I told it is give me a description of each one of those 10 by themselves. Here we go. Look at that. It didn't even come close on Vancouver. Like not even close to 900 or 700 characters. Okay. Now let's say that there's a couple that I missed. I'm going to use the third part of my prompt here. Let's go down and in the same tone and style, we're going to copy that, pop back over here, paste it in. We got La Center, we don't have Woodland, and we need Kalama. And I think we have Philida in there too. Yeah. Let's see if it does a little bit better. Hey, look at that. It gave me something a little bit better. Okay. Now, if you don't like what it gave you, you could say, watch this. Rewrite the description for Vancouver. Okay, that's way better. Okay. We'll use that. It just means one at a time, you're going to have to go and say, rewrite the description for Ridgefield, rewrite the description for La Center. Now, you notice I'm all in the same exact chat. I'm not starting a new chat every single time. I'm going to copy that. Okay, cool. I have that ready to go. The next thing I'm going to need my photo. I have some photos of downtown Vancouver that I took. So I'm more than happy if you want to borrow them or use them, feel free. No sweat. But I have 3 different templates, one with a black background, one with a white background, a white vignette down here at the bottom, and then just the straight Vancouver one. Okay. I'm going to use the one with the actual photo in it. So in Canva, I've downloaded that. I've already created it and downloaded it, added my photo. By the way, this is the free version of Canva that we're using. So super, super easy. And we're going to go to my Google Business next. So here it is. All right. So we're in my Google Business Profile Manager. And the product section is right here, Edit Products. Now, if you want to add products or edit products, this is where we go. And if you want to edit any of these, we just come down here and select it and go in and we can edit the product. Super, super easy. If we want to add a product, that's what we're going to do. We're going to tap this add product. Now, if you don't have area guides as a category yet, I'm going to show you how to do that. But first thing I'm going to do is we're going to call this Vancouver, Washington. I'm going to say create a new category. I'm going to call this area guides. Product price, leave it blank. Don't put 0 in there. Just leave it completely blank. Otherwise, it puts a price of 0 in there. We don't want that. And then our product description, We're going to paste it in, and you can see we're at 662 of 1,000 characters. That's not bad. That's pretty good. And you can edit this as much as you want, put something in there. You can even put something down here at the bottom to say, download my Vancouver guide below. Okay. So I'm telling people, hey, below, get back here. And then that's where the URL comes in. So now I have to have some place to send them to download my guide. I'm just going to use my regular landing page as an example. I'm going to paste this in here because I don't actually have a guide. I don't have a downloadable guide for it. And you can, so now I have the product name, just the area, category created. I have nothing in the product price, blank. I put in I paste it in with a call to action. Last thing I need is a photo. Okay, so here's my photo. Boom. And you can see it's perfectly positioned. I may have went a little bit too big on the text right here, because when it looks at it on a mobile device, it's going to crop it just right here in the center. Oops. I might make that text a little bit smaller, but for argument's sake, I'm just going to say go. We're going to publish it. Okay. It's going to take about 10 minutes before, and you're going to see this pending up here. If it goes through and it accepts it, the pending is going to disappear. It's just going to be right here, ready to go. All of your products are going to show up in big, giant scramble right here. But if you want to narrow it down so that you can only see the ones that are in this specific category, that's where we change the products. Okay. Otherwise, it's just going to be all products. Here's my tip. This is a pro tip, by the way. Whatever area you want to focus on the most, you want to be the first in the products area. Now, what I mean by that is, let's go, let me go back to my Google Business. These are your products right here. And whatever shows up here is the very last one you put in. Okay, so there's a movie, Talladega Nights. If you ain't first, you're last. Well, in this case, if you're last, you're first. If that makes any sense. The very last one you put in is going to be the first one that shows up on products. So it goes incrementally. If I put Vancouver first as an area guide, it's going to be dead last. And then if I want to focus on Ridgefield, I want to make sure Ridgefield is the very last one that I put in. So that way it's the one that shows up prominently right here. Okay. I know that if that doesn't make any sense, maybe I didn't explain it correctly, but put in the very last, the one that you want to show up the most, put it in dead last. Okay. Once it goes from pending, let's see, we'll refresh. If you ever get one that says, hey, it was not accepted, it's the cover photo that you use. You might have used something that was copyrighted or something that had too much text in it. Or I had an older couple sitting on a porch that I created for a service for downsizing. And it told me there was adult content in it. There was no adult content in this photo, but they use AI to analyze your image to decide whether it follows their terms of service or not. Okay. And I appealed it. It still got denied. I had to completely change the image. So make sure you pay attention if you come in here and you say if it says not accepted, it's going to have that big bar up here at the top. But now my product is in there. So let's refresh my Google Business page, and it still might take another minute or two to show up right here. But there it is, area guide. Boom. So now this is a multi-step process. You're going to have to do this for each area that you want to focus. Now, let's talk about your call to action. If you have a website, let's say you have, I'm going to use somebody that is doing business down here in Southern Oregon. I like to use people out of the area as examples. And let's say you have a good website set up and you want to focus like a specific area. We'll just say Ashland, Oregon. This is on KV Core. Here's your call to act, or here's your call to action link. Yeah, right up here at the top. So we copy that call to action link. Now, when I put in Ashland as an area that I want to focus in, I can use that as my call to action. And when somebody clicks on it, they're going to be on this website looking at all the homes that are for sale in Ashland, Oregon, whether they're yours or not. Okay. So that's a good way to drive traffic to your website. If you have a blog post about maybe moving to Vancouver, relocation guide, here's the thing. Here's what I'll tell you. Google loves this. They love it when your website has a dedicated page for each service. Okay. They absolutely love that. And they'll rank you higher if you have a dedicated page for downsizing, the dedicated page for uh, helping veterans buy a home, and a dedicated landing page for all of the services that you provide. Google sees that and they rank you higher. It's been shown by Whitespark that they rank you higher in search just because you have dedicated pages for that. Okay. Products. Let's see if you want to do a video. That still says pending. That's weird. Just grab the YouTube video and put in your YouTube video right here. Easy peasy. See, products, I'm telling you, this is the best part of Google Business, and you can't go wrong. You can't add too many products. Well, maybe you can. I think if you had 100 products in there, it'd probably be too many. But I think by adding products, it showcases who you are, what you do, your services, all that stuff all wrapped up, makes it a way more user-friendly for every single visitor that's involved. And when somebody comes to your Google Business and they see that stuff, they click on it. And that's shown right here in your performance. Okay. Customer interactions, website clicks, website visits. Okay. Those clicks from your products count as customer interactions. Okay. And that's what we're looking for. We're looking for customer interactions, build that brand, build that presence, get more clients. That's what it's all about. So any questions? Look at that. I did it in 27 minutes. Awesome. I wanted it under 30. I got it under 30. And I didn't see anything popping in the chat here. So I'm going to assume that nobody has any questions. And I just absolutely blew your mind. By the way, if you haven't created your persona in ChatGPT for custom instructions, go check out that video on my YouTube channel. I'm telling you, it's an absolute game changer. Something else to look forward to. I'm doing a video right now comparing 5 different AI large language models. And guess what I found out? I found out that ChatGPT might not be the best one for real estate. I know, scary, huh? So I'm going through, I'm grading them all, testing 5 different large language models, and ChatGPT actually scored the worst out of all of them, believe it or not. But it is still the easiest to use. So no questions. I'm gonna cut the presentation right here and see you guys hopefully on the next video. And we'll talk soon. If you have any questions, can you reorder your products once listed? Okay, so Candy asked, can you reorder your products once listed? No. What you actually have to do is you have to go in and delete the product and then re-add the product later. I know that's a pain in the neck, and that's the way Google did it. You cannot reorder them. The only way to reorder is if you delete and then re-add it later. So, but that was a good question. Okay, that was it. Have a great day, guys. We'll see you on the next video.